All right, good morning, members. It is 9:15 on Wednesday, September 16th, and we are looking for some bullish continuation in the markets here today. SPY is currently up a little bit. And the big key today, first thing, you're looking at the 5-minute pre-market chart here. You can see how many times pre-market we've flip-flopped above and below this 100 period moving average resistance line. So that is the key level to watch here, 198.57. And below that, we have a quickly inclining 200 period moving average support of 198.16. So if we were to break these levels, it would be bearish, and we are looking for potential test of the resistance at the top of the uptrend, which is 199.70-ish, roughly for SPY, the upper 199s. A break into the $200 would be an extremely bullish day for SPY and a victory for the bulls. So let's do a little rundown of some that I want to watch today, and then I'll cover the ones that you guys have requested. Facebook here is slightly higher on the open, not by much. That too is going to be dependent on the 100 period moving average. We have had it above and below, and currently trying to keep it as support. That level right now is 92.96. So if Facebook can get above 93, we have the high of the day yesterday at 93.25. A break of that would signal some bullish continuation. PCLN, not a lot of volume here. Pre-market going to open higher as well. We have our eyes on 1340 for our next target now that 1320 was breached yesterday. If we see the bullish continuation on SPY, we should see it on these big boys, Facebook, PCLN, Amazon, and Google. So we'll keep our eye on all of those as well. Netflix is set to gap open slightly higher. You can see it's not flipping back and forth on its 100 period moving average resistance like the few stocks we have looked at. So that is a good sign, trying to keep the 20 period moving average support of 99.66. We'll see how Netflix reacts to the $100 resistance level, and after $100 we're looking at 102.50. GoPro having a very nice pre-market here, opening at the high of the day yesterday. Potentially, we'll see. We got 13 minutes here. 20 period moving average support is 33.96, and down in the mid 30s we have the 100 period and the 200 period moving average. Going to want to see a close above 34 for GoPro to signal the bullish reversal might be happening here. We haven't had a convincing candlestick for a bullish reversal here on GoPro. Same thing for Lulu. We are looking for a nice big green, no doubt about it, bullish reversal candlestick. We have had 3 bullish reversal candlesticks with no confirmation here. Dojis and hammers. We want a nice green candlestick. 200 period moving average resistance is the very key level to watch. It knocked the price down first thing in the morning yesterday, knocked it down again at the end of the day. So that level currently is 53.44 for Lulu. TTPH did have a nice pop here pre-market and has now pulled back, it appears. Not a whole lot of volume. We're looking at 1035, 20 period moving average support, and under that we got 1025, and the key to hold is $10. That was support multiple times middle of the day yesterday. We also have 1040 was resistance multiple times. So in an ideal world for the bulls, we hold 1040 support. Sunni, we are looking for a close above the middle Bollinger Band and ideally a close above the 10-day moving average. That would require a close in the 1140s or above. The 20 period moving average support is 1129, and we have the 100 down here at 1117. $11 flat will also be psychological support. We are watching CHKE, which is a similar daily chart to TTPH, very oversold gap down, and confirmed the bullish reversal yesterday with a nice green candlestick, and we are looking for some follow through today. As you can see, it closed near the high of the day, 1477. No volume pre-market, so we'll have to see how the first 10 minutes goes. All right, we got 11 minutes here. Let's run down you guys' requests. You guys currently at 841. Trending down and getting held back by the 20 period moving average resistance of 844. Want to pull up the daily chart here for you guys. I knew it had a breakout recently. The middle Bollinger Band is 859, so we're trading below that. The 10-day moving average 843. We are also below that. So this is going to break the pattern. The past 5 candlesticks we've had higher lows for you guys, and that is going to break the trend here. $8 is essential support to hold for you guys. UVXY down this morning with SPY opening slightly higher. The daily chart, I assume, is fairly oversold. Well, not really. We had an RSI at 47, just crossed the 50 level down bearish. We've got the 150-day moving average support at 4108 and 4188, so we'll be looking for support in the 41s, and that's a nice consolidation level after pulling back from the 200-day moving average resistance. BIIB, not much volume pre-market, had a little bit of a double top here yesterday, and need to get above the 20-period moving average resistance, which is 320.45. Looking at the daily chart here, nice steady uptrend off the market crash, set higher highs. We have key resistance at 320. A close over that will be a great sign. Almost did it yesterday. 50-day moving average resistance is 332.93. And if we get above 340, it'll be a great sign that we will work towards the gap fill up in the $385 range. So nice steady uptrend, a little bit of increase in volume yesterday. BIIB 10-day support moving average 307.69. FDX pre-market here, nice steady uptrend, but battling 200-period moving average resistance right now, 151.77. 100 period above that resistance, 153.21. Looking at the daily chart, big close above the middle Bollinger Band yesterday. That support level is 152.49, so we are trading below it now with this open lower. 10-day moving average support is 150.74. And if we get above, let's see, the high from the market crash we have seen is 155 even. If we get above that, we'll start working towards the 50-day moving average resistance of 162. 8 minutes we've got here. PCLN I covered. TTPH I did as well. A little bit of a wide spread there, 25 cents. So we're going to wait for the first 10 minutes to see how TTPH settles. Eyes had a very bearish reversal candle with a long upper wick 2 days ago. Saw confirmation of that bearish play yesterday, but we did see a lower wick where the bulls bought the dip and held the 10-day moving average as support, but were unable to close above the middle Bollinger Band. So I'm looking at the daily chart here, and we are looking at the support 10-day moving average 944, middle BB resistance is 963. So $10 is definitely resistance, as the long upper wick closed below it after a very bullish day was negated by the bears gravestone doji, and the red day following it also a high of day of $10. So need to see that close above $10. Some strong resistance right now for eyes, and a close above $10 will signal we can get some bullish continuation here. Let's look at Tesla and Apple. Tesla, we've got some nice strong support at 252.93 and 83. Looking at the daily chart, very bullish close above the 50-day moving average resistance. Now support 252.96, and we just have a level up here at 260.95, and after that we are coming up to 270. So nice increase in volume the past 3 days for the bulls. Nice little uptrend and a break of resistance. All moving averages are support of Tesla. I would not be bearish on Tesla just by judging this chart. There's plenty of other stocks out there that have a worse setup here and have moving averages as resistance. But by all means, play anything however you want. That's just my opinion. Apple. Nice bounce off 200 period moving average support here in pre-market. That level is 116.11, and we've got the 100 period resistance of 116.37. So I like pre-market when stocks are trading within this range of a key level of support and resistance, and a break of that level usually indicates some short-term momentum in that direction. It gives us a little bit of a preview of what is to come. So watch this resistance 116.37 and support 116.11. Pretty tight trading range, but you can see so far getting rejected from resistance, bouncing off support, and now coming to test resistance again. AXPW. Not much pre-market volume, 20 period moving average support of 270. Looking at the old daily chart here, AXPW. Hitting resistance of the upper Bollinger Band, a bearish reversal candlestick formed yesterday. A red day would confirm it. It was a inverted hammer getting knocked back down by the upper Bollinger Band. We had the high on the big spike up to 385, and the high yesterday was 338, so it could potentially be the lower high, and might see some more consolidation down to support at 219, 202, 186, 172. So a nice support band down there, but some room to fall if we see a confirmation of this bearish reversal candlestick. TTPH has no resistance. It is going to go, well, 1080 is resistance, the high of the day yesterday, but after that, it's going to go as high as the bulls will buy it up. There is no resistance between 1080 and something like $40. So certainly one that can run if the bullish volume keeps showing up. We're going to always be comparing volume to previous days. Increases in volume mean the party will continue. Looking at GoPro here, let me pull up the daily chart to see where we're going to find resistance. The moving averages are all support on the 5-minute chart as we're having the higher open here for GoPro. Need to see a close above $34. That has been resistance the past 4 days in a row. 10-day moving average resistance for GoPro is 36.44 and should drop fairly significantly with the open as the new day is factored in. So it could be around $36, but high of the day yesterday, 34.10, and need a close above $34 to get this bullish reversal going here. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you answering. Anybody that can answer questions for things that have already been discussed or things like that. Baba above all moving average support on the 5-minute. We've got the 20-period support 65.31. The 50 period is 65.09. Let's look at the daily chart. Good sign being above 64. I can remember that was some resistance for a while. Close yesterday 64.85. The first close over the 10-day moving average resistance in just about over a month. So that is a great sign for the bulls. Seeing some continuation here as we are going to gap up. The high yesterday was 65.36, currently 65.55 with 3 minutes until the open. So it's going to be a gap up. Middle Bollinger Band resistance is 66.86, which will also drop down with the open. A close above the middle Bollinger Band will be a fantastic sign for the bulls, as that has not happened since July 24th, so about 7 weeks there. SPY is having a really nice run up here into open on increasing volume. The high pre-market was 198.79, and we just broke that high with a high of 198.83. So we'll see if SPY is going to head up to the upper 199s, which would be a very bullish day. And that is where it's going to encounter the wedge resistance. Jason has been posting a chart that has that wedge drawn out. The flat line of resistance, which has knocked the price down twice, and the rising higher lows pattern with an inclining support line. So we got the open here in less than 2 minutes. And we are going to be watching TTPH and CHKE for some follow through. You can see 500 volume now on CHKE, and the bid is 17 cents above where we closed. So looking like a little gap up here is going to happen. Let's see what volume we're watching. Volume yesterday for CHKE was 375,000. So watch for a break. If we're going to get over 400,000, it should be a bullish day for CHKE. What time frame are you talking about, Zach, for overbought RSI? Because I've got RSI on the daily at 13, which is very oversold. I don't see any overbought RSI. Okay, we're at 69, so that might be what you were discussing. So CHKE just hit 15.16 on the open there, a nice quick spike, but we're going to see how it settles here. Sunni needs to break into the 1140s, would be very bullish, looking good so far here. TTPH broke the 1040 support level, so we are going to be watching $10 support now. And here's Sunni looking great. A break of 1140 would be a great sign. There it goes. So Sunni, lots of volatility as usual, but breaking above the previous few days' highs. PCLN set a higher high over yesterday already. Very wide bid and ask on CHKE. That's worth noting. Should tighten up as we get some more trading in here this morning. SPY with a quick drop early on and a nice bounce off the 100 period moving average support of 198.57. That's the exact level it bounced off of. Watching Sunni for a close over the middle Bollinger Band today. That would be a very bullish sign. GoPro struggling with $34 still. Here comes Netflix testing $100 psychological resistance. Hit a high of $99.99 and pulled back briefly. Here's SPY testing that low of day again and the 20 period and 100 period support. Netflix, just a big break of 100. Look at that, 50 cents off that 100 break in 2 seconds. So Netflix is looking really bullish for some nice follow through here today. SPY, a really bullish buy of this dip here. Look at this doji forming. And Netflix, just like that, is up at 101. AA is looking really bullish as well. Looking like, as of right now, we could see that close above the 50-day moving average resistance, which would be a very good sign. All things are starting today bullish. We'll see if that can hold out. But Netflix, a very good start. We were watching Netflix yesterday at 97. Gave a target for today of 99. It hit that target yesterday and is just continuing onwards here. High of day for TTPH back over 1040. That's a good sign. Want to see 1040 as support. CHKE, bid still 20 cents, bid and ask range. Want to see that tighten up. 1050 resistance for TTPH. We'll see if we can get some momentum here going. Big ask of Sunni at 1136. Let's see if that gets eaten away quickly. All right, Ray, good start to the day. What ticker was that? PCLN 1326 looking great as well. Nice bullish start to the day here as expected. Let's see if it can hold throughout the day. That would be a really good sign. Awesome, Ray. Good to hear. Sweet dreams. All right, let's see if we got TTPH going higher. Look at SPY breaking out. Really bullish start here after that support test and explosion. TTPH is continuing as well. Resistance is 1080. Nice little reset down to 1026. Sunni is over 1140, looking great, setting new highs as well. Breaking that 1130s resistance was a good sign. Keep your eye on comparative volume. We're only 4 minutes in here. But after 15 minutes, make sure you go back and check all the previous days' volume and see if we're going to have a break of that. GoPro over 34, looking good here. 3440 is the high. Pulling up the GoPro daily chart to see where we're finding 10-day moving average resistance currently. And that level's 3548. So I'm liking GoPro up to 35 today. Continuing off that bullish call yesterday afternoon, looking great. Netflix 101.15 high of day, TTPH 1067, looking to break 1080. There's a big ask on Sunni at 1146. Let's see if the bulls can eat through that fairly quickly. And there it is, and now a huge ask at 1147, so that's going to be very telling as well. Resistance for Sunni is 1147. Let's see how TTPH holds this 1040 support. SPY with a high of 199.12. Break into 200 would be a fantastically bullish day. It's a nice chart posted by Jason. I want to give my opinion that I think we are going to break out of this pattern to the bull side, but if we were to maintain this pattern, that would be a resistance mark to pull back from. Not saying we'll bust through it on this attempt, but in the end, when the dust settles, I think that the bulls will break out of that pattern. So here's 1147, just got erased in seconds for Sunni. Lots of bullish volume there. GoPro looking good. Netflix pulling back a little bit from its high of 101.28. 102.50 is the target of resistance there. CHKE now has $15 support. Nice continuation. I'm going to pull up the daily chart here. 22,000 volume. Still an 18 cents bid and ask spread. We had volume of 375,000 yesterday. Current high of 15.18. So seeing a little bit of resistance at 15 as we just fell below it. We'll wait until we get that as some solid support here. PCLN pulling back. $9 from its high as we see SPY here pulling back and might back test the support again. Watching volume here comparatively on the big red candlestick, how it's going to look with 4 minutes left to go. Facebook with a high of 93.38. Let's see what the high of the day yesterday is. I knew it was near that. High of day yesterday, 93.25. So a higher high looking good. $94 target from here. So nice another little lower wick here on SPY. Showing the bulls buying the dip, but still 3 minutes to go. We'll see if that maintains. So TTPH still under that 1080 resistance mark. That upper wick there shows some profit taking. We're going to want to watch the 1035 support of the 20 period moving average. And below that we got 1025 support, which is where we found the bounce off of the 100 period moving average. Here comes Sunni looking to test the high of the day. CLF, thanks for reminding me, Ike. That was on our list, and seeing some really nice follow through. The 200 period moving average resistance of 330 is now support at 332. CLF looking good for some continuation and confirming this bullish reversal doji hammer we saw yesterday. Volume was 3.5 million. Want to see an increase of that. And looking really good here. We don't have resistance until 363 on CLF. Note that the RSI right now is 80, so entry is not ideal in this situation. Want to see a back test of this 330 support. Big ask of Sunni at 1148. Let's see how the bulls handle that one. Netflix high of day. Facebook, we're watching the 93 level back below it. So that's going to be some resistance there. So we're watching here, we've got the middle Bollinger Band support of 1111 for Sunni, 10-day moving average resistance of 1155. That's where we pulled back from. If we close above the 10-day moving average resistance, we're looking at $12 and $13 psychological levels. TTPH, the longer it's above 1040 as support, the better. And PCLN is now red, so that is very notable. Pulling back here. Out of trend with the rest of the stocks we are watching. So looking like 1320 is resistance. We closed at 113.18 and are now pulling back under 1320. So support is 1300 even for PCLN. Sunni 1152, pretty big ask there. Facebook now threatening to go red as well. So we're being cautious here. This is why we wait for the first 15 minutes to see how things are going to play out. Although, as you saw Ray jump on Netflix first thing, there's definitely higher risk reward in the first 10 minutes. It's just personal opinion that I like to wait 15 minutes before jumping into anything. I need to have more windows up so I can watch all these tickers we're looking. So CLF high of day is 332. We got support at 330 to 200 period on the 5-minute chart. TTPH pulling back significantly now. We are looking at $10 support even. UWTI, let's check it out. What is oil up to? Oil is having a nice little uptrend here. Definitely seeing resistance at a high of 1150. Did break it, but that's still resistance, 1150. Support is a 20-period moving average of 1136. Want to see a break of 1150. Watch for the bearish MACD cross on the 5-minute chart. SPY, another higher low and a lower wick, so we'll be watching for that pattern to break and for a lower low to form, which would signal some caution. GoPro up to 34.50, high of day, a big ask there. We'll see if it can eat through it or not. Looking good to $35 for GoPro. Looking like we're going to see, very early, but would be nice to see a bullish reversal confirmation pattern form. So TTPH, we are looking at support of $10. The risk reward for placing a trade or a buy order at maybe 10.05 or something, placing your stop loss at 9.98 in case that key $10 support is broken. We've got support, the 100-period moving average support of 10.24, which is currently being tested. And after that, we're down to 9.78. But $10 was definitely, if I zoom out here to the 2-day chart, it was tested multiple times here. 2 times it held and then bounced up, and then we had the end of day bullish move. So watching $10 flat on TTPH. Sunni seeing a little bit of resistance up at 1150, and that is in line with the 10-day moving average resistance. PCLN is pulling back. New high of day for CLF up to 335, and we've got the 330 support on the 5-minute chart. 363 was the resistance on the daily chart, I believe. So watching CHKE here. 1464 is support. But again, we still have a 12 cents spread. That's tightening slowly, so we'll keep our eye on when that spread tightens up. 10.15 low on TTPH, looking like $10 is coming. Watching SPY to see if it's going to maintain these higher low candlesticks. Currently fairly close to breaking it. The previous low was 198.70, and we are coming down to 198.70 right now. We'll see if this support can hold. Watch volume. 1 minute left to go in this candlestick. Roughly the same, so nothing very notable there. Just bounced off 198.70. We'll see if that can hold. Netflix has support of the 20 period moving average 99.86, and below that the low of the day bounced off the 100 period 99.39. If we were to break 99.39, 97.50, the 200 period could be coming up, so keep your eye on the 100 period moving average support, which has already held once today. AVGO, very bearish here. The RSI is already down at 13. Not a good short at this level. Certainly a good short to start the day. Pulling up the daily chart to see where we might find some support. 129.51 is the 100-day moving average. Looking at different time frames here, let's see what the 60-minute chart has. Support is way down at 127. 30-minute chart, 130.37. and that's what we're looking at. 130.37 is the only near support I see, but RSI is 13 and extremely oversold. SPY, let's see if it broke that 198.70 low. It did, so that's our first lower low. Seeing a bounce currently off of that 20 period and 100 period moving average support. We'll see if those are able to be maintained. If not, we're coming down to 198.24, the 200 period. Similar situation to Netflix, where it tested the 100 period moving average support early on, currently testing it again, and if that fails, there's a little bit of room for downside before the 200 period moving average support. CLF coming down to test the 330 200 period moving average support on the 5-minute chart. Volume is 580,000 so far on the day for CLF. And let's see what yesterday's volume was. CLF yesterday's volume was 3.4 million. So about a seventh of that in the first 15 minutes here. So definitely could see an increase in volume in CLF. $11 would be a good entry point for SUNY. I don't believe it's going to get that low today, but I could be wrong. If the market rolls over, we could see $11. We've got support at $11.33, $11.19, and $11 even. Netflix watching $100 psychological support. GoPro still maintaining 34, so that's a great sign there. The longer it holds $34, the better. Although look at these long upper wicks here on GoPro showing profit taking and the bears stepping in, so that's definitely worth noting. So SPY here is coming down and testing this support level again. Very key support of 198.64 and 198.60. So GoPro just very quickly lost $34 support. Saw a big drop. Those upper wicks were the sign that we were going to see some trouble here. The low of the day is 33.80. It looks like we just bounced off that level, the low 33.80 on this candlestick. We do have 100 and 200 period support below here in the mid 33s. But $34 is just, we just need to see that become strong support, and it is not happening. CLF is now testing the 200 period moving average support on the 5-minute chart. RSI is cooling off a little bit at 67. Support below this level, we're looking at 322, the 20 period moving average. So we just lost it right there. We'll see if it's able to regain it by the close of the candlestick. SPY still maintaining that 100 period moving average support. As long as it's able to do that, that'll be a bullish sign. 2 minutes left to go in this candlestick and testing it right now. Volume is not increasing, but we are having a bearish MACD cross. TTPH testing its low of day. Watching for $10 support after this. So just lost it for SPY, but still a minute left to go here. We'll see if the bulls can muster a rally to hold that level. If not, we're looking at 198.24. So TTPH just lost it. We're coming down to $10 support to test that again. Let's see what the 5-minute RSI is for TTPH. 37. 10.06. If we lose $10 support, we're coming down to 9.78, the 200 period moving average support for TTPH. Resistance is in the 10.20s. So here's TTPH with a new low. Watching volume here as it's approaching this $10 support. Here's the test of support. Tesla, yep, really bullish start of the day, gave it all back, but still formed a higher low, and we still have some nice strong resistance here on the 100 and 200 period. So TTPH just blew right through $10 and lost a quick 9 cents, and you can see we are now having a lot of bouncing around on the bid and ask here. Support is 979, the 200 period moving average, and RSI is approaching oversold. So if it did hit 979 within the next 5 minutes or so, I would say it would be a nice entry, as RSI will be approaching oversold, and that is some nice strong support. Let's check back in on SPY here. Here's the back test of the resistance, fell through support, and now back testing the resistance of 198.60 and 198.64. Sunni holding up nicely comparatively. Let's see if it's trading hand in hand with SPY here. A little bit. We still have 20 period moving average support of 1133. Mobileye bullish reversal candlestick here, forming a nice hammer off of an oversold RSI. Resistance is 47.14, 200 period moving average. So not a whole lot of bounce until we run into resistance here. Let's pull up the daily chart and check in on Mobileye. 200-day moving average must hold support is 46.77. We have held it the past 2 days on dips, and looking for today to be the third day, and if not, there's more downside coming for Mobileye. So currently the back test is passing here and turning the resistances back into support, but we still have 2 minutes left to go in the candlestick, and we'll have to see how it closes. CLF looks like it's coming down to 20 period moving average support, which was 322. RSI is cooling off here. Could potentially be a good entry, although we do have 200 period moving average resistance at 329. Need to turn that into support and get a bullish charge going for CLF. Chat format looks the same to me. Netflix coming back up to $101, trading hand in hand with SPY here, seeing the bullish momentum of this candlestick. So now we've got a tight bid and ask on CHKE, but it is pulling back. Not seeing the continuation we wanted to see on CHKE here to start. So we're going to hold off and watch closely. Lower Bollinger Band support of 1451 on the daily. So SPY did pass the back test, closed below these support levels, turning them into resistance. Back test passed. They are now back to support. Support levels of 198.65 and 198.60. Looking like 10-day moving average resistance is going to be a struggle here for Sunni today. That will be a key level to turn into support. TTPH coming down to the 200 period moving average support, and that was at 979. RSI is now at 2850. Nice big bid of 1470 on CHKE. Let's see how that maintains. Amazon is in a tight range, hitting resistance of the exponential moving averages, but is forming higher lows, 4 candlesticks in a row here. Netflix approaching its high of day. As SPY is back testing again those supports, so a lot of back and forth here, trying to maintain this level. But the longer it bounces around here, the higher the 200 period moving average rises up, coming up for support. Netflix a very bullish previous 2 days, yesterday and today so far. Support for Netflix is $100 even. TTPH, the 200 period moving average support of 979 is what we are watching. We're seeing a nice hammer here. There is a Dragonfly Doji bullish reversal hammer. 2 minutes left to go in the candlestick. We'll see if that is how it's going to form. Apple oversold start, very big drop off. Hit a low of 115.44 and then saw the bullish reversal. We've got resistance at 116.08 and 116.12. RSI hit all the way down to 23. TTPH stop loss, I would say a little ways below this support, maybe 975. Five red candlesticks in a row, RSI at 30.50. Still have a minute and a half left before this candlestick forms, but it is a bullish reversal candlestick. RSI 14. My charts also factor in pre-market trading, so sometimes people's moving averages don't line up with mine, and that's the reason why they're not factoring in pre-market. There is no gravestone doji here on Tesla, but chart is looking good. Nice higher low was set. Support off the 20 period moving average was found, and working on trying to break a high of day here. So SPY is still holding these key Support levels. Candlestick just formed, TTPH. Let's see, that was a bullish reversal hammer. No confirmation yet. We're waiting to see a higher low and a higher high form. Support now is 980. And SPY looks like it just dropped off, setting lows. We have a low of 198.48 and just set a new low of day. So support is 198.27. UVXY will sure be a nice play if SPY loses the 200 period moving average support. Resistance for UVXY is the 100 period at 46.88. Currently support. We'll see if a back test of that level passes. If a back test of that level passes, it means that a back test of SPY resistance failed. So pretty cool how those two levels are lining up. Sunni's holding nicely here up around 1140. Not seeing the drop off that SPY is. Well, the bull's here for SPY. 4 minutes left to go. We'll see if they can recover this support. CHKE, nice hold of the 20 period moving average support, 1467. AA is trying to hold its 20 period support as well. 973, if that falls, we're looking at 964. And the key level to close above is the 50-day moving average on the daily. TTPH is hovering around 989 and 990 for a while now. And GoPro not looking good. Now we are red. Key support 3347. If we lose that level, there will certainly not be bullish confirmation today, and we could come down quite a ways. That being said, RSI is at 36, so might not see a whole fast drop, could see a little bounce off this support level. Key level 3347. So here's SPY dumping pretty big. We're watching 198.27 200 period moving average support. Could see some bearish developments here as we might get rejected from the resistance line pointed out on Jason's chart. SPY is now red on the day. I expect we'll see some bouncing around off the 200 period moving average support and the 100 period moving average resistance. Sunni looking good comparatively, certainly not seeing the drag down by SPY. Nice consolidation and increase in volume, looking for, well, I won't speak too soon, we got a minute here, looking like some steady volume. Want to see an increase in volume and a higher high. SPY is back testing that resistance, which I assume means UVXY is back testing its support. We'll see if it's able to recover it. We'll see how TTPH reacts to $10 resistance. Win looking good. Hit the target yesterday. Or today, I should say. We had a target with a close over 70 of 72.50. Turning the 10-day moving average into support of 71.62, we have the middle Bollinger Band resistance 75.15. Let's look at some other time frames. $73.70 is some strong 60-minute resistance. $73.70 is the win. This day run here, though, coming off of oversold. SPY looking like it did turn that level, or is in the process of turning that level back into support. Higher high on the candlestick as well as a higher low. So lots of flip-flopping here for SPY first thing. Good TTP bounce. That came out of nowhere. Nice bullish reversal confirmation. This candlestick didn't really do it for me, but this one obviously does. Going to see a nice increase in volume. Resistance is now 1024. So this was your risk versus reward. A nice play here if you bought in anywhere in the 980, 990 range and set your stop loss below this support. If 981 were to fall, maybe putting it, I think I said 975 to give it some wiggle room on a volatile stock like this. So your risk would have been, say you got in at 985, set your stop loss at 975, you got a 10-cent risk, and your reward is unlimited, but potentially 1024, this first level of resistance. So then cent risk high of day. MU support is the middle Bollinger Band on the daily chart, $16 even. Seeing some slow and steady consolidation after getting rejected from the 50-day moving average resistance. So keep your eye on $16 support. Very nice candlestick here for SPY. Let's see if we can get two green ones in a row. That would be a good sign for the bulls. SPY, nice bid. Should see a test of 1150 here. Big ask there. Let's see how the bulls respond. Facebook was able to hold this 200. It's all about this 200 period moving average support. You can see a lot of bouncing around. Able to break up with SPY here, hitting the 100 period moving average resistance of 92.95 and pulling back. Key support 92.76. If we see a new low of day for Facebook, let's look at the daily chart and see where we're finding support. 91.98 is some pretty strong support for Facebook. It has held for the past 4 days in a row. So we're going to see some bouncing around, it appears, between this 200 and 100 period support and resistance. Here's SUNY testing 1150 again. Entry for SUNY. A break of the high a day would be a quick flip for SUNY, but the RSI is up in the upper or mid 60s, low 60s. So we will see. On a pullback, we have support at 1136, which lines up the 20 period moving average support as well as the low on the pullback from the high of the day. TTPH, nice big recovery. All moving averages are currently back as support. We'll see if it's able to hold those levels here with 4 minutes left on this candlestick. Nice volume. We're going to see a big increase in volume this 5-minute period. We'll see if it's bullish or bearish. SPY looking really good here. Nice, strong recovery. Here's a second green candlestick in a row. We'll see how volume compares as we work towards the high of the day. So CHKE looking like we're going to stay on the sidelines for this one. Nothing very convincing here today. We will keep our eye on it though. You can see the support here for Facebook. We had a low of 92.64, 92.64, 92.64. 92.63. So that is strong support. When that breaks, we should see some fast downside movement. Here's SUNY testing the high of the day. Coming up on 1156, 1155 is the 10-day moving average resistance. We're going to see a nice increase in bullish volume and a new high of day in my opinion. Here comes the break. And there's the new high, nice big bid at 56. Did not hold, so not a very strong break. We'll have to see how it reacts here. Still hitting the 10-day moving average resistance, just pulled back from that level. Set a new high by a couple pennies. Key level to close above today is 1155 for this SUNY bulls. That'll mean $12 is on deck. TTPH looking like it did pull back from that spike. Not a good looking candle. Rejected from resistance. This is a gravestone doji. We'll see how this candlestick closes. Watching how Netflix acts as it's coming up on its high of day. 2 cents away. And there it is. 101.50, big old level of resistance. Lots on the ask there. Let's see if that gets knocked down. So looking like TTPH, this candlestick, if it holds, is telling me we're going to bounce around in this range. 200 period moving average support, 100 period moving average resistance, similar to what Facebook is doing. You can see the same support and resistance level forming a channel. So SPY is setting a lower high We'll see how much it consolidates or if it's able to keep running up here. High of 199.01 previous 5-minute candle. AA trying to find support and turn things around. 20 period moving average resistance of 974. Higher low than the open bottom today of 970. Hit a low of 971. CLF 200 period resistance of 328. Turning that into support convincingly will be a bullish development. So here's SPY breaking the previous 5-minute candlestick high. And the came 8 cents short of the high of the day. Break there will be very bullish. Here's the high of the day test for Sunni. Let's see how volume is comparing here. That was just a double top right there. We'll see if we're going to get a pullback from that level. Support 1137. CLF is close to turning this into support. 328. Currently above it. Let's see if it holds. Netflix cruising on up. 102.50 target. Looking very bullish. Ray is going to wish he didn't go to bed, but he locked in his nice profit. No shame in that. That's interesting. This is the Netflix chart, and this is a line I drew days ago. I'm going to have to zoom out and see why I drew it, but that is the resistance line we're hitting right now. Nice increasing volume, though, on this uptrend as we broke the new high. Very curious here about this line that I have left drawn. Wasn't from yesterday. 5 days ago. That was the resistance line. Let's see how it reacts today. Currently it is playing out perfectly, so that's really cool. Bearish reversal candlestick is slowly potentially forming here for Netflix. A minute left to go. We'll see how it closes. Sunni testing its high of day again. Rejection here would be a triple top. CLF looking nice, turning that 200 period back into support. We will see if it passes a back test of 328 support. Sunni looking for a new high of day right now. Fairly close to it happening. And there it is, new high. Looking at the resistance here for deep. We got the hourly chart 100 period moving average resistance of 1174, and 1175 is the 30-minute. So that's going to be a hurdle to get over here for Sunni. Here's SPY trying to get over the previous candlestick's high of 199.04. It just did it and came 6 cents shy of a high a day. We'll see if it's able to bust through. Tesla support is 254.83. Looking on the daily chart for resistance. $260 is resistance for Tesla. Looking really good after turning all moving averages into support yesterday. Nice bullish chart. TTPH coming down to test $10 support. GoPro back over 34. That's a good sign. Didn't break its essential 200 period moving average support. Facebook trying to get back over 93. Here's the CLF back test of 200 period moving average support 328. We'll see if that can hold. And SPY seeing a lower high and pulling back a little bit, so we're going to keep our eye on that high resistance level. I need to step out for 3 minutes here. I will be right back. Watching GoPro. CLF did just lose its 200 period moving average support, so that's a key level to watch for the rest of the day. Alright, I'll be right back. I'll take that bet. So Netflix here, let's see. That resistance line, look at the previous two candlesticks. I'm very intrigued by this resistance line drawn from 5 days ago. Looking like it might about to be turned into support, but still very interesting. Facebook looks to be struggling. Still got that key 200 period moving average support of 92.77. Going to see some ping pong action around there, around the support and resistance line in that tight channel. CHKE is tightening up its bid and ask. This makes me more comfortable playing it, but we're going to want to see some more signs of bullish action. First step, 1483, breaking that would be a great sign. Currently trying to hold support of 1475. So 1483. CHKE, looking at the daily chart. Should see an increase in volume today. Watch for a break of 1483 on volume. GoPro coming up to test its high of day. Nice recovery there. Netflix new high of day. 102.50 was our target with a $100 break. Nice 2.5% gain if that plays out. 35 cents shy at this point. So TTPH, some disappointing follow through today. Did see a high of 1067, but you can see the 100 period moving average resistance is pretty tough. And that's another one that's going to ping pong around in this channel along with Facebook. Sunni coming up to its high of day. So we're going to watch SPY here closely to see if we're going to get a tightening range, higher lows, lower highs, or if we're going to see a break of the high of day here soon. GoPro approaching the high of the day, now 6 cents away. Some nice bullish volume there. Very nice recovery. Dipped just below the close yesterday, found support, and rocketed back. Netflix keeps climbing as well. Let's see if RSI is getting overextended there. It is a little bit. 102.50 might be a nice little short point. RSI is only at 73 though, so not very convincing, but certainly resistance on the daily chart at 102.50. Here's GoPro with the 3450 test. RSI's got to be getting up there on GoPro as well. Still room to go. A lot of bullish candlesticks in a row. Increasing volume thus far. Still 4 minutes left in this candlestick. Here is the test and blew right through it. Look at that. Look at that move. 20 cents in 2 seconds. And the volume just exploded. We're going to see another increase in volume. Looking really good for GoPro to 35. I believe that was the target set today. Just putting some warmer clothes on here if you'll excuse me. GoPro very bullish. Going to see some pullback here. $35 if we see that in the next 2 minutes or a couple minutes here. That could be a good shorting opportunity. But the daily chart for GoPro is definitely getting some bullish confirmation on this reversal. So it would only be a quick shorting flip if you were going to play it. And look at that pullback. Didn't get up to 35, but dropped 25 cents in a matter of seconds. Lots of volatility on GoPro. Netflix hit our target of 102.53. Always nice when stocks hit their targets. RSI is getting a little overextended here, so watch Netflix and this 102.50 resistance. TTPH coming down to $10 support. Watching CHKE for a break of 14.83. And Sunni's looking to test its high of day as well. So here's GoPro testing its high of day again. Just got rejected twice, so keep your eye on it. Could be a potential short. One more fail of 34.85. There's a new high of day for Sunni, looking really good up to the 1174 resistance level, 1174. New high of day for Netflix. Definitely some resistance here at 102.50. We'll see. Seems to be trucking through it, no problem. But RSI is now up to 75, so pullback watch is definitely in effect on Netflix. Baba, nice support hold of the 20 period moving average support, coming back up to test the high of the day. Let's look at the daily chart and see where the middle Bollinger Band key resistance is for Baba, and that level is 66.48, high of the day, 66.66, and pulled back. So definitely want to see a close above 66.48. Currently slow and steady making its way back up to that level. So we'll watch the Netflix here to see if this bearish reversal candlestick plays out. Sunni 1175 might be a shorting point if we get up there in the near future. RSI is at 72. And we've got strong resistance on the hourly and 30-minute chart at 1175. GoPro at its high of day with a big old bid at 34.79 and broke it. So looking to hit our target of 35 and looking good. Now we are getting overextended. So CHKE broke 1483. Nice higher high set in from the first 15-minute volatility. But we do have wide bid and asks. 1477 is key support, which is being tested right now. Netflix, a nice 60-cent pullback from its high right now. Going to be on some solid volume as well. GoPro needs to cool off. We had a $35 target here. Let me look at the daily chart. $35.54 is 10-day moving average resistance. So if we break 35, $35.54 is what we are looking at. TTPH under $10. We got 200 period moving average support down at 984. That would be another high reward versus risk entry as we approach that level. So nice pullback on Netflix and GoPro. Big red candle on increasing volume. But look where that bounced off of, that resistance line that I drew 5 days ago. So bearish reversal candlestick forming on the 5-minute chart for GoPro. 1 minute left to go until it forms. And just like that, it's back towards the high of the day. So some wild swings here with GoPro. We do have support at 34.40, which was resistance back here. TTPH, if you feel it is going to maintain its low of the day, entry would be in the upper 980s, and you would have your stop loss at about 979. GoPro's still holding up. I'm going to sign off here in just a bit. We'll see if GoPro pulls back first though. Let's check back in on SPY. It's been a while. So key support of 100 period moving average is going to be tested 198.60. And anticipating that we'll have a higher low than the low of the day. And then we'll see if we get a lower high and continue this consolidation pattern. So this is a bearish reversal candlestick on GoPro, not a lot of volume at all. Let's see what UWTI is up 6%. UGAS down 4.5%. Resistance on GoPro is the high of the day, 34.93, 35 psychological, and 35.54, the 10-day moving average resistance. If GoPro closes above 35.54, our target will be $38. MACD looking like it wants a bullish cross, on the daily chart as the RSI is coming off of oversold. This is going to be the bullish reversal confirmation day we've been waiting for on GoPro. And it's all about the 10-day moving average from here, 35.54. GoPro's definitely holding up nicely here. CHKE, here's the follow through you're looking for, break of 14.83. Now we'll see how it reacts to $15. Already over 25% of the total of yesterday's volume. You can see it's been riding up the 20-period moving average support. So risk versus reward, you'd put your stop loss below, maybe 5 cents below the 20-period moving average support, and see if you can ride up a high of day move from here on CHKE. Alright, I'm going to sign off here. I'll keep this up. I'll check back in with you guys at 3 p.m. and I'll be continuing covering these stocks in the chat. CHKE, TTPH, we're watching for some bullish follow through there. GoPro, certainly looking good. And all about SPY. Let's see if SPY can close above 199 today. Currently testing that key 100 period moving average support of 198.60. I'm going to unplug the mic here. I appreciate you guys being here this morning, and I will be back in 5 minutes. Here's some piano to sign off to.